大家好，歡迎收睇《時代雜誌》。近月加拿大受山火影響，損失樹木數量不計其數，保護山林刻不容緩。就算係一棵就嚟倒塌嘅樹，省府都有不一樣嘅管理方法。戶外有傾斜，看似就嚟冧嘅樹，好多時會被斬去，以免傷人。不過喺安省有一棵好出名嘅樹，形態歪到就快冧咁滯，仍然被政府保留落嚟。原因係棵樹非常受遊客歡迎。棵樹身處嘅地方係一個別具自然教育意義嘅省立公園以及露營勝地，認識公園動植物生態之餘，仲可以一睹呢一棵好似就快冧嘅樹嘅風采。公園職員如何將佢挽救落嚟呢？潘妙常報導。
一棵北美白松樹位於當風岸灘，不斷經歷風雨雪洗禮，長於泥土稀少嘅石隙之中。雖然已經被吹到彎曲，但依然屹立未倒，係傲骨嘅象徵。於逆境亦繼續頑強生存。呢棵樹係全安省裏面被拍攝得最多次數嘅樹，亦係唔少畫作入邊嘅主角。但其實佢並唔係啲咩特別嘅物種，只係安省常見嘅 White Pine 北美白松樹。呢種樹非常普遍，係安省官方認定嘅省樹，得到大家嘅青睞，估計係因為佢嘅所在地同形態。
So this is a tree that we have on one of our beautiful Georgian Bay rocks. It's growing out, it kind of stands alone, and it is very windswept. So all of our pine trees, they will bend in the wind, just based on the nature of the wood that they have. They bend in the direction of the wind. But this tree is so exposed. It's sitting out on this rock all by itself. And so this tree is almost bending over backwards because of it. And because it stands alone, I think it just captures the imagination a lot. So we get a lot of people coming in, they photograph the tree. It's apparently the most photographed tree in Ontario, very famous, and people paint it. Maybe it just speaks to, survival and determination, perseverance.
有人特登由多倫多開3個鐘頭車上嚟，一睹呢棵樹嘅風采。
The tree is beautiful and iconic for Killbear Provincial Park, and we love nature, so the tree is beautiful, and we would like to first time see it. Beside the tree, everything else is great. I love it. I love the nature, the rocks, beautiful.
棵樹嘅生長環境極之唔理想，能夠生存到今日，可算係奇蹟。樹木死亡係自然定律，公園職員亦唔打算干預樹木嘅生死。呢棵樹都唔例外。近年公園幫棵樹加上支撐，唔係想延長佢嘅壽命，而係怕有朝一日當佢真係冧落嚟嘅時候會砸親人。有個架頂住嘅話，就算有人喺下面影緊相，都唔會俾冧樹砸親。
There's not a lot of soil. Its roots are going through cracks and crevices on the rock to try to find nutrients. And so one of the reasons why it's in decline is just because it's actually been growing in such a challenging location. So with all of the exposure to winds that it gets in the winter, it gets lots of snow on it, and that lack of soil and lack of nutrients means that just over time, the tree is now in decline, unfortunately. So you can see the braces that we've had to put up, and those are more for personal safety. It's more for health and safety in the park, but it is in decline, and one day it will fall down, and we'll have to pick a new Killbear tree.
除咗棵樹之外，呢度咁獨特嘅喬治亞灣岩石灘同地質，都係遊客慕名前來嘅原因。
Well, all these rough rocks that are all been smoothed out by the glaciers, I find just amazing. And you see all the cracks in there, what were made by the moving glaciers, and it's fun. And all the wildlife. I saw a bear this morning on the track where we were cycling, and I stopped and I let it go by, and it was fun.
有熊出沒，叫得做 Killbear， 可能大家都會聯想到呢度應該同熊有關。通常呢啲熊都只係路過，並非住喺公園入面。
We definitely get bears here in the park. So we have really great habitat for bears, and we have lots of oak trees which produce acorns, and we have lots of beech trees which in the fall produce beech nuts. And so these seeds are very high in fat and protein, and so in the fall when they get produced, bears are hungry. They're trying to hibernate for the winter soon, so they need to eat a lot of calories. So we get a lot of bears because there's all these abundant food sources in the park. Now, sometimes bears come in because there's also campers in the park, but for the most part, they're in the bush eating the natural food sources. And actually, bears aren't able to survive living just in Killbear. It's not enough space. So bears that we do get in the park are usually transient, so they're moving in and out of the park.
Killbear 呢個名字純屬翻譯錯誤 ，Bear Point 先至係本意。
Killbear is actually a mistranslation. So the original name of the point is Makwa Neoshing. Makwa means bear, black bear, and Neoshing is in reference to a point of land. So Killbear is a peninsula, and so if we take Makwa, which means bear, and Neoshing, which means point, that is Bear Point. When the settlers came, it was mistranslated, and so it became more dramatic. It became Killbear Point.
呢個公園以前係私人植樹場，1950年代被安省政府購入，1960年代就成為省立公園，俾市民露營、行自然徑以及作水上活動之用。由於呢度始終有熊出沒，露營人士真係要放好食物，以免引嚟不速之客。一般嚟講，黑熊唔會出現於營地，因為呢度一帶都有豐富嘅天然食物，唔使嚟揾人類嘅嘢食。黑熊並不常見，不過有另一種珍貴動物就住喺公園入面，同露營人士共享空間。佢哋就係北美侏儒響尾蛇 （Massasauga rattlesnake）。呢種係安省野外唯一一種毒蛇，數目不多，屬於受威脅物種。工作人員都好慶幸呢個公園係侏儒響尾蛇嘅棲息地，但要遊客同毒蛇共處，好似幾匪夷所思喎。
We are trying to inform campers that we do have rattlesnakes here, but they're not a big deal. And so we want people to feel more comfortable with camping with rattlesnakes and sharing the landscape with rattlesnakes. So we do snake talks every day where we talk about the snakes that we get in the park. We're also doing research on the snakes that we have here at Killbear. And so this is where we will go out and catch snakes, especially the rattlesnakes, or we'll actually ask campers who see snakes in the park to call us, and we'll go out and we'll catch those snakes, and then we'll chat with them about what kind of snake they found.
公園設有捉蛇熱線，鼓勵遊人見到蛇就打俾工作人員，佢哋會即刻派人嚟捉蛇。而捉蛇嘅主要原因係用嚟收集數據作科學研究用途，其次係爭蛇而嚟人群。咁樣都係一件好事，因為人驚蛇，蛇仲驚過人。捉蛇只係需要簡單嘅工具，大致上就係一個長鈎、一個枕頭袋同一個三角形架。公園大概有25個職員，全部都受過捉蛇訓練。佢哋唔想因為員工唔識捉蛇而失去咗收集響尾蛇數據嘅機會，可見佢哋非常重視保育響尾蛇。捉毒蛇會用到工具，如果條蛇唔係響尾蛇，係其他冇毒嘅蛇，就可以徒手捉。捉到響尾蛇之後，就會植入晶片再放生。
We microchip the snake, we will weigh it, we'll take a picture of it, and then we will paint its rattle, and then we'll release it back into the park. So we microchip it so that when we find the snake again, we're able to scan it, and we can see what number that snake is, and we check our records, and we go, okay, this is a snake that we've caught before, and then we can record, if it weighs more, if it got bigger, different things like that, if we found it somewhere else. So we do that, and then we also paint the rattle because we have a lot of snakes in the park, but some of them we catch over and over and over again. So we'll paint the rattle a different color for each season. And so in the spring, I think we were painting them purple, and now it's summer, so we're painting them blue. And so this just helps us if we're catching a rattlesnake out in the park, but it has a blue rattle, we'd think, nope, we don't need to catch that one today because we just caught it recently this summer. And then that helps to not stress the snake out as much.
響尾蛇係胎生動物，春天交配後會生出幼蛇。蛇係體外恒溫動物，要靠外在嘅環境維持身體溫度，所以有時候會見到一堆蛇於石灘上曬太陽，吸收熱力。呢個公園嘅石灘、罅隙同矮樹叢都係適合蛇嘅棲息地。除咗侏儒響尾蛇之外，都住咗其他冇毒嘅蛇。驟眼睇，呢兩條蛇都頗為相似，普通市民未必咁易分得出邊條蛇係有毒，邊條蛇冇毒。尾部有響板，能夠發出聲響嘅係響尾蛇， 有毒。通常響尾蛇會響尾作為警號，大家聽到響聲就要小心留意，睇清楚附近地下，以免踩到佢哋引發攻擊。公園營運以嚟，被毒蛇咬到嘅個案唔多，而且全部都無大礙。
We have had bites in the park in the past. We've had 4 bites in Killbear's history. The last one was in 2015. Everybody was fine. You have to go to the hospital if you get bitten by a rattlesnake, but the venom is meant for small rodents like mice or even a frog or something like that, so very small. It's not meant for people. And so the venom, while we do have to take it seriously and you should be going to the hospital if you do get bitten, it's very unlikely to get bitten, and it's also not as dangerous as other really venomous snakes that you might get in other parts of the world. So the rattlesnakes are very small. The biggest they could ever get is up to 1 meter long, but most of our snakes are much smaller than that.
工作人員為咗進一步保護響尾蛇，同大學研究團隊合作，建設響尾蛇隧道，等佢哋可以於地底安全地橫過馬路，而唔會被車壓扁。有鏡頭影到使用隧道嘅唔止響尾蛇，仲有其他動物。Killbear 公園於自然生態上有着重要地位，呢度設有自然教育中心，詳細介紹公園歷史、動植物同地理，參觀人士能夠進一步認識生態。自然教育中心裏面有一個由 Killbear 之友 Friends of Killbear 義工營運嘅商品店，所得嘅收益都會用返落公園度。Killbear 公園充滿住特色，難怪係5個最多人使用嘅省立公園之一。公園受歡迎程度有增無減，所以今年開始會延長夏季露營嘅日子，以及於1月至3月開放，讓人體驗不同季節嘅露營樂趣。
好啦，今日節目時間又到，下星期再見。